In trading, there's this one single rule that I think really separates the consistent pros from the frustrated amateurs. It's a simple idea, but if you can master it, wow, it can completely change your results. It's all about shifting your entire mindset from trying to predict the market to just reacting to it.
And this is it right here, the golden rule. Trade what you see, not what you want. This is the big idea we're going to unpack today. It's all about reacting to the market's reality, not trying to force our hopes or our plans onto the chart.
Okay, so every single trader lives with this conflict. On the left, that's our expectation, right? The dream, a clean, perfect trade that follows all the textbook rules. But on the right, well, that's reality. The market is messy, it's unpredictable, and it almost never gives us that perfect picture. The real key to long-term success is learning how to navigate that messy reality, not just sitting around waiting for perfection.
So how do we actually navigate that chaos? Well, the first step is learning how to trade these so-called imperfect zones. This is where we start finding some really clear opportunities right in the middle of all that market mess. Let's look at a classic scenario from the Aussie dollar 4-hour chart. So you've drawn a key support zone. Price comes down, but it breaks just slightly through it. For so many traders, the immediate reaction is, nope, it's invalid, trades off. You end up trading what you wanted to see, which was a perfect bounce, and you completely miss what's actually happening. But if we trade what we actually see, a much stronger story starts to emerge. A whole bunch of things confirmed this trade was a good idea. First, check out that double bottom pattern. That's where the price tried to make a new low twice and failed. That's a huge signal for a potential reversal. Then, look at the shrinking candles as price gets closer to our zone. Those smaller candles are telling us that the sellers are running out of steam. And third, a key moving average was acting as support right inside our zone. So even though the zone itself wasn't perfectly held, all these clues together, they painted a really clear picture for a long trade.
So here's the big takeaway from this. Don't think of your zones as these super rigid, hard lines in the sand. Think of them more like general areas of interest. Your job is to then hunt for the price action, the actual clues within that area to see if a setup is valid. That little bit of flexibility, man, it's everything.
And this whole idea of adapting, it leads us perfectly into our next point, decluttering your charts. Because sometimes the most important part of trading what you see is getting rid of what's no longer relevant.
So this brings us to a really critical question that every single technical trader has to face. When is a support zone just not supportive anymore? When does an old level just become noise on your chart?
The answer is actually pretty simple. It's when the market tells you it's no longer important. I mean, if price is sliced right through it multiple times, that zone has lost its power. Removing it isn't just about cleaning up your chart, it's a totally strategic move. It gets rid of all that visual clutter, it helps you focus on what's happening right now, and it lets you see the current market structure with total clarity.
This dollar Swiss example shows this life cycle perfectly. Okay, so at point 1, we identify a solid support zone. Looks great. But then, look what happens at points 2 and 3. Price just repeatedly ignores it. It's clearly not a high probability area anymore. By the time we get to point 4, the decision is obvious. Get it off the chart. We're adapting to what we see, not what we saw.
And just look what happens. The moment that old, noisy zone is gone, bam, a brand new, beautiful long setup at a new key level becomes crystal clear. It was there the whole time, but it was just hidden by the clutter of an old idea. If you were still focused on what you wanted that old zone to be, you would have missed this trade completely. Okay, so this brings us right to our third and final way to apply this rule: waiting for price reaction. This is all about patience, really. It's about letting the market show you its hand before you decide to act.
Here's a situation we've all been in, using the dollar-yen chart. Price is falling and you've got 2 potential support zones stacked below it. So what do? Do you guess? Do you just flip a coin? Which one are you supposed to trade?
You don't have to guess. Nope, you wait for something called price action reaction. And look, it sounds technical, but it's actually really simple. It just means you wait for the market to react to a level with confirming candlestick patterns. You let the price action itself tell you which zone is the important one right now.
And this is exactly what played out here. Price just sliced right through zone 1 with 0 reaction. That one is totally invalidated. But then when it got down to zone 2, look at that. It printed a clear inside bar and a long wick rejection candle. The market literally told us, hey, this is the level that matters.
All that indecision was gone, and it was replaced by a validated, clear trade setup.
Oh man, and this Bitcoin example, it's the perfect case study. See, everyone wanted price to pull back to that deep weekly value zone. That was the plan, that was the dream setup. But what did we actually see? The reality was that the market started giving us clues before it ever got to that zone. It formed bullish divergence and then broke a key trend line. The real trade was right there, but so many people missed it because they were totally fixated on their original plan.
So, when you put all of this together, what does it really mean? It's about a fundamental shift in your mindset. It's about changing your very identity as a trader, from someone who predicts to someone who adapts. This really brings us to the two kinds of traders out there. First, you have the predictor. This person tries to force their will on the market, and they get super frustrated when things don't go according to plan. They miss trades because they're waiting for everything to be picture perfect. But then you have the adapter. The adapter just responds to what the market is giving them. They look for clues, they find opportunity in the mess, and they stay flexible. I think you know which one of these traders struggles and which one thrives.
And it all just comes back to this one simple, powerful idea. This should be the lens that you view every single chart and every single trade through. This is your North Star for navigating the markets.
So I'm going to leave you with one final question, and I want you to be really honest with yourself the next time you're looking at a chart. Just ask yourself this: are you trading the market, or are you just trading your ego? That distinction, right there, can make all the difference in the world.